Hi there. I'm just giving an update. It has been a week and 2 days from my surgery. So it is Friday now. It has been, since my last update, better. My pain, I'm barely taking any pain medication. It's just a couple ibuprofen, just like I would normally take for a headache, as needed. And I find that I tend to need it when my arm swells and it starts to get sore and hurt. So once again, it feels like it's like stuck or weird in here. But it's not a lot of sharp pain. There is actually some sharp pain right at my elbow. And a doctor I talked to said that could be the burstus, the little sac that's there at the elbow, and just kind of coming back from the trauma. Nothing that is concerning. It's just kind of a little sharp pain every once in a while. And I feel like I push down really hard on my sling sometimes. So I feel like, especially when I sit on the couch, it's like I have to hold myself here. I can't just like relax and have it in here, which is of course pulling on my neck. There's a little pad here, which is nice and is saving my neck, but it's still sore. I undo this as often as I can. But other than that, I get some just uncomfortable, just a little throbby pain. And it's funny because my natural tendency is to kind of push through that and figure out what it is. But then I realized, well, if it's caused by the swelling, there's nothing I can do about it, and I should probably take something to combat the swelling. So I'll do the ibuprofen, and then I'll sit down with some ice on it. And it's usually especially on days that I've done a little too much or stood up, a little walked around, I don't do a lot, but even getting up and like walking around, I try to step outside every day. It's very, very hot outside and muggy this past week, so I don't stay out there very long. I don't want to sweat in this thing because it gets really itchy when I get sweaty. I mean, it's itchy anyway. Oh my goodness, the itchiness, that's another thing. But I did drive. This is my left hand, so I'm able to fairly safely drive. I don't go very far, but my son, one of my kiddos, had a orthodontist appointment, and the other one had a tutoring appointment. And my husband is amazing at all things, but he can't be in two places at once when he needs to be at work. And so we just had to make some stuff happen, and I was comfortable doing it, and very, very careful and very, very slow. And I live in the boonies, so back roads were fine and there wasn't a lot of traffic, so it was good. I'm not supposed to drive, I don't think, for 6 weeks, and obviously if something happened, that would be unfortunate, but I can drive, and that is kind of nice. I just don't do it very often. Really, there's not a lot. It is still frustrating. I can't do my own hair. My husband had to go for an appointment, so my hair's a little wonky because I need to brush it out and have him redo it. I have been able to take a shower, which has been very nice. I got a whole bunch of umbrella bags when I was coming out from the emergency room, and those are great because I can put those on. I rest my arm on the bed, and then I undo this, and then I put the umbrella bag along this strap, and then I'll wrap a grocery bag around here, and I'll tape it here, and then I'll tape it here, and then I'll wrap it around my arm, and then like fold it over right here in the middle, and then tape it up with some packing tape, and it works great. So I've been able, I can actually, it's hard work, but I can do that myself, and I can get into the shower. Now I don't let the shower go here because I don't want it to go down into the bag anywhere. So I put the shower on low and I kind of let it hit this area, but at least I can take a shower. So I can't wash my hair yet. I'm probably going to go to a salon and get it washed one more time, or maybe 2 more times. We'll see how long I'm going to need it done. Today is an exciting day. It is, like I said, a week and 2 days, so 9 days out from my surgery. And I have an appointment with the PT today, and they are going to replace my splint with a PT splint. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what it's gonna, how comfortable it's gonna be, but it is something that I will be able to take off, I'm assuming, because that way I can do the PT at home. This is a big day. Like, I'm super excited. This thing is itchy. It'll be really nice to let my arm breathe for a minute. It will be really nice to like get this off. And there's a part here you can see I've like pulled it back from my hands so I could really like work every day. I work out my hands, I stretch it up, I put it down, and I try to do my grip, and my grip is actually pretty good at this point. But there's a part of the splint that's like right here that kind of knocks on the top of my wrist, especially when I get swollen, and it's so uncomfortable, and I hate it, and I constantly jigger it around. So I will be very, very happy to get that off. It is nice having my hand free. He said whatever wasn't covered by the splint, move as much as possible. So I figured that includes my shoulder and that includes this hand. And so I've been, lifting this up, trying to work on my shoulders. This is better. I mean, I've had to build to this. And then obviously working on my hand. And it's nice because I can now hold things. I can't put a lot of torque on this, but like if I had to hold a bottle and open it, I can do that. Whereas before, when it was broken, I could not put any torque. I could hold things lightly, but I could not put any torque on it. So this hand has definitely gotten a lot stronger. I'm super excited, and I'm super excited to get to a place where I can start doing PT. Even though it is funny, there is some fear about like unwrapping this and leaving the safety of its kind of cocoon, and a fear of what it's going to look like or act. It is just, I haven't seen the scar yet. I mean, I haven't seen this arm in quite some time. It's very interesting, that fear. And I think, you get really protective of it, right? Like when I walk through stores now, I did go to the grocery store once, but I keep it close to me and I kind of dodge people. And when I walk through the house, I'm very, very slow and very, very careful of corners. I don't want to hit it on anything. So it is interesting, and I've heard that after this that you tend to be very protective of it when it's out, to the point where it's actually sometimes even hard to get your PT done because you have to like push past that to like move it. So it'll be very interesting to see where I'm at. I try not to let things get me down. It is funny, I told somebody yesterday, it is very nice. I have several friends who check in on me, and I love that. I am obviously alone here. We moved here a couple of years ago, and I don't have a huge friend base here, and so everybody's luckily still online, and they've checked in, and I've had phone calls, and it's so nice. But I was telling a friend yesterday that you measure things in like the next step, and so like today's the step. I've been waiting 9 days, since surgery. Like there's a step of getting off the pain meds, there's the step of this step, which is huge. There's like getting able to take a shower, being able to take a shower. There's being able to put on regular shoes and stop wearing these Crocs. There's all these steps that are in my head, and I don't know when, these scheduled steps, I know when they'll happen, but I don't know when the other things will happen. And so like my life is made up of all these mini goals right now, as far as, healing and working on getting this better. So like my next big step, I'm assuming, is when we'll do the PT, and I'm assuming that'll be next week. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out today. And I will do an update so we know. But my checkup with the doctor is on the 21st, so I still have 7 days until that, and that will be interesting to see what they say. And I don't know if I have stitches that need to be taken out. I really don't know a lot. It's so funny. It's like a mystery wrapped up in here. They did it when I was unconscious, so I have no idea what it looks like or anything. Other than that, I think it's, it's okay. Swelling is kind of my biggest issue, and the uncomfortableness of the splint. And this is so itchy, and I do stick my hands down. I don't scratch hard because I don't want to make myself bleed down there, and I don't go very far because I think my stitches start around here. But, it is so itchy. But those are small things. It is still hard not having the independence that I had before, but you learn to adapt. I can put my contacts in now with one hand. I've been wearing contacts my whole life, so this is not, touching my eye is not a hard thing. And you have to push it in and kind of hook it under your top lid and then blink and like hope it just goes into place. I accidentally dropped one in the sink this morning, so that was a bummer because that had to be thrown away. But then you get them in and you blink them kind of into place, and then you just put one drop, some saline makes them feel better. And my toothbrush is in a container sitting up, and I just push the toothpaste on it. and that seems to work. And then on the counter, I'll lay a washcloth down for soap, because I can't, wash the back of the hand. I can do this to wash, but I put a washcloth and I get soap in my hands, and then I'll rub it along the washcloth like this, and then just do this, and then rinse it off really good, and then rinse it. So that way at least my hand can get really clean. I am a big hand washer, always have been, and it's really hard not to wash my hands all the time. I still wash quite a bit, but not as much as I used to, because I guess I don't do a lot either. I just sit there. My kiddo still gets me ice water, which is funny because I can't get to the ice. It's down in this lower freezer without spilling it just all over the floor. So I do have him get that for me, which I really appreciate. And my boys are very, very helpful still. My oldest, that's still at home, is managing the ducks along with my youngest, and they take the ducks out every morning and put them back. And then I am paying a guy to take care of my bees while I am laid up, which is going well. I didn't want to get rid of my beehives just yet. The doctor said I could get back into them at 3 months, which I am hoping is the case, and I'm going to be gunning for. But I have joined a group on Facebook, and mindful of the fact that a lot of people join groups when they have issues and need to work through them. But a lot of these people are saying, no, it took a little longer than that. And so we'll see. It's hard. I really don't want negativity, because it's hard enough as it is, and I want to keep my spirits up. So I try to look forward to things and, do what I can that's like normal, so I can just feel normal. Like when I first did the taking a shower and wrapping my own splint, I think I actually said about it in the last video, I talked about it, but I did it even though my husband, he was nearby because he works at home, but I did it without his help, and he was really frustrated with me because he's like, you could have slipped, and he's not wrong, but there's just sometimes things that you have to do to like claim your independence for your mental state. And I though I could have probably picked a better time to do it, and not when he was like in a meeting that was kind of important, I had to do it. I had to do it. I was down. I'd had like a nightmare the night before about taking a shower and water getting in here, and like when the water hit it like disintegrated and my arm was like left unprotected. Like it was a freaky dream, and I was like, no, this is stupid. I don't want dreams about taking showers or nightmares about taking showers. Like, let's get over this fear or whatever was going on there. And I did, and it was good, and I've had 2 showers. I really don't get sweaty because I'm not going outside. I really am not obviously doing a lot of activities. I'm trying to do squats and keep blood flowing because I am sitting a lot, so I have a little exercise routine I do a couple times a day. Nothing major because, once again, the swelling does pick up when I do things, but just to keep my legs moving. Otherwise, it's a lot of sitting. I'm not as sleepy as I was about 3 or 4 days ago. I was still pretty sleepy, but now I'll maybe just take a nap, probably out of sheer boredom, because I'm watching the 50th movie. I don't even know how many movies I've watched, but I don't feel as sleepy as I did. It is so funny. I feel like raring to go. Sometimes I feel like if you took this off, I could just do things with it. I know that's not going to be the case, but it's so funny. It feels it's so funny, of the balance between being afraid to move it and then being like, no, I'm ready, let's go. So positivity, keeping things fun and lighthearted, and doing as much as I can to fulfill my life while I'm still having to sit on my booty most of the time and relax and ice and monitor pains, and I'm on the phone a lot on Facebook and talking to friends as much as I can, and just distract. One of the funny things is I do play Fortnite, and I have not been able to play, and I'm not very good, but it's something fun to do. And so I ordered a little keypad, and I don't know if it's gonna work, but it's about the size of this, and I want to see. I tried to play one game, and it was just really funny. Anyway, I couldn't move anywhere, so I ordered a keypad. So you find things to kind of adapt to whatever whatever you need. So, like even for the shower, for the computer, we'll see if that works. I don't know if it'll work, but for the shower, I have a brush that I can use to clean, and that's a way I've adapted. And then obviously the washcloth and the toothbrush wasn't too big of an adaptation. Getting the contacts in took several days to get down. I can't think of anything else. I can't think of anything else that I've adapted. Everything else, I just have to do the best I can. Oh, I guess opening plastic jars. I can squish them between my hip and the counter and hold them as long as they're plastic and get them open. With glass jars, I need to have help. But my husband is still graciously handling all the dinners and all the dishes and all the chores. It's so fun. So fun. You joke about being a wife that sits on the couch and eating bonbons, and I'm not eating bonbons, but it is maddening not to be able to do the things. It's not a vacation here, because I'm healing. So anyway, no bonbon eating for me for the foreseeable future when this is over. But I will keep you updated today, see what my new situation looks like. I think I'll have the same sling. I like this sling. You can see it has rubber on it, so if I hit something, it kind of has a bit of padding there, which is really nice. I like this sling. It is a lot better. It is a lot better than my other ER sling, and it's a lot more comfortable. And I like the little pad, even though this slips out all the time and gets caught in my hair. It does save my neck a little bit, which is nice. So, but like I said, every time I sit down and I can put this on my knee, I undo this, and that way it keeps the strain off my neck. But I don't have the red spot like I did. It is bruised and it is a little sore. Maybe this side of my neck's gonna be super swole, but anyway, I like this sling. I'm assuming I will be keeping this sling, and then new whatever this is, I don't know, new something. I don't know what it's gonna be. So we will see. All right, well, I guess I will talk to you guys the next time. All right, bye.